Strategic planning is like having a roadmap to success. Today, if you want to know where to go, you simply push a GPS button and follow the voice. Executive teams, however, don't have GPS systems to chart their way through unknown territories and towards their goals. Chris Alexander is the author of Synergy Strategic Planning. He is an authority on organizational transformation. He is also an expert at building high-performance team cultures. He is a powerful resource for business leaders and helps them build high-performance teams focused on a shared destiny. Synergy Strategic Planning is a transformational process that moves an organization away from inertia, lethargy, sameness, and the blame game to motivation, growth, and profitability. Welcome, Chris Alexander.
Thank you, Emily.
What's the difference between traditional strategic planning and synergy strategic planning?
Well, Emily, when an organization wants to make change, one of the things that they forget about is including the people in the process. And so the difference with synergy strategic planning is that it includes everybody. It works through committed leaders who then empower people, and they create a process of including everybody and getting them focused on what we call a shared destiny.
What do you mean by a shared destiny?
Well, a shared destiny can easily be understood if you think of it as the Constitution of the United States. That document is a shared destiny document. So shared destiny is when we get people to join in to the whole idea of a common vision. When they're a part of that common vision and they can see themselves benefiting personally from a common vision, then they come to work with their hearts and minds committed to making that happen. And when they are rewarded for that performance and they can see themselves achieving some of their own goals out of it, that's when we create the psychology of shared destiny, a powerful, profitable energy source of any business.
How do business owners implement synergy strategic planning?
Well, Emily, there are 4 steps that they have to go through. The first one is to create an internal mission statement. The second one is to do a SWOT analysis. The third one is to set up some execution essentials. And the fourth one is to measure the performance on an ongoing basis. Those are the 4 steps.
How do you create an internal mission statement?
Well, Emily, there are 3 succinct things that we have to do. Number 1, we have to create a vision. And we create that vision through committed leaders and include employees in creating that vision. The best way to create a vision is to do a bottom-up vision where everybody's involved, right? So that vision then is looking out from where you are 3 to 5 years and thinking of your organization in this way. What would we like to become? What do we see ourselves as within 3 to 5 years, taking all of our potential for accomplishment into account? So once we've created that vision, we then create a set of core values. Those core values, Emily, are what people like to identify with. They can associate with core values. You and I know that we like to work around people who are like us, that associate with the things that are like us. We don't like to work around crooks or people that have no values. So we want to give our employees a relationship that's more than a paycheck. So we create these core values. And then the last thing is we create goals to make that vision come to life. So these 3 things, vision, values, and goals, when we've created a statement for each one of those, we can then, from those 3 statements, write up an internal mission statement. Why internal? Because we want everybody inside the organization to buy into it so that we can create the psychology of shared destiny.
The second step is SWOT analysis. What does SWOT stand for?
Well, SWOT analysis is a very important planning tool. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So once you've created the vision, you have your core values, you have your goals, it's a good thing then to look at your organization and to understand it better so that you may be able to use it to achieve the mission statement. So you can look at your strengths, you understand your weaknesses and what you need to work on there. You can look out into the future to see what opportunities might exist for your organization. And at the same time, you can have a look at the threats. And so through that process, through that SWOT analysis, it helps you to become more in sync with the vision, values, and goals.
The third step is execution essentials. Does that mean making sure things that were planned happen?
Exactly, Emily. Execution means to execute on the plan. And this is one of the major problems that organizations have. They have a lot of meetings, they have a lot of discussions, there's a lot of planning that goes on, but execution doesn't happen. So in Synergy Strategic Planning, we have a whole chapter just on what you have to execute, how you execute it, and how you make that vision, values, and goals and that mission statement come to life. You see, that's the most important thing. You have to transform yourself from where you are. You have to go through this change management process, but it will not happen if you don't take the action steps. You know, Emily, 2% of the world's population initiate, innovate, create, and make things happen. 14% will criticize them, condemn them, and or assist them while they're making it happen. And 84% don't execute on their plans. So the moment that you get into Synergy Strategic Planning, you're going to become a part of that 2%. Isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
The fourth step is what gets measured gets done. This kind of sounds like micromanaging, is it?
No, it's not, Emily. Every business has to measure performance, and every athlete has to measure their performance too. For example, if you were running around the track and I was your coach and I had a stopwatch, I'd be using that stopwatch to measure your performance to see how fast you need to run or how you need to improve. And so in business, we know as human beings that when we measure things, we're inclined to perform better. If I wanted to lose weight, I would have to get on a scale and measure my weight on a regular basis to see whether I was gaining or losing. And knowing my luck, I'd probably gain some weight, right? But measurement is critically important. And in the Synergy Strategic Planning book, what we have is a series of things that you need to measure, the right things that you need to measure, because often companies measure the wrong things. So what gets measured, gets done is very, very important to our success and to our progress. So Emily, I'd like to sum up Synergy Strategic Planning. Synergy Strategic Planning integrates people, systems, and structure. These three things are important. But there's another important ingredient, Emily, that we have to make clear that everybody understands. Synergy Strategic Planning, or any strategic plan, will not work if we don't have management commitment. We can create a vision, we can create values, we can create goals, we can measure, but if we don't have the commitment of the management team, it's not going to happen. And management is there to direct energy, to focus energy towards that shared destiny. You know, Buckminster Fuller said that real wealth is knowing how to direct energy. And so we actually, at the end of the day, we're in the energy business. And what we've done is we've hit the GPS with our strategic plan, and we've energized ourselves, and with management commitment, a Synergy Strategic Plan will come to life. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Take care.